Today's episode of Distorted View Daily is brought to you by the Ferguson, Missouri Tourism Board, the little town with old-timey charm. Give Ferguson a shot. Distorted View Daily proudly presents the Westboro Baptist Church's musical tribute to committed lesbian couples and Billy Idol.
Sister, what have you done? Hey, little sister, God's the only one. Hey, little sister, one man, one woman. Hey, little sister, God hates what you want. Hey, little sister, you're done. It's a nice day to preach again. It's a bad day for a dyke wedding. It's a nice day to read his word. Hey, little sister, what have you done? Hey, little sister, God's the only one. Only one. You've disobeyed for so long. You've disobeyed for so long. God suffered you for so long. It's a nice day to preach again. It's a bad day for a dyke wedding.
Hey freaks, it's Friday, August 24th, 2018. Coming up on the program today, racially motivated attack or pedophile assault. You decide. Plus, slinging around an 80-pound ball sack, making your cat climax, and drilling your scrotum. All this plus your voicemails today on DV.
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
I was only late 10 minutes getting home last night. How you'd think I'd absolutely been raped.
Hey guys, Tim Henson with you back one more time as we end the week with the Friday show. Got a good one for you today. We have featured Michelle ZZ Diamond many times over the years. It's gotten to the point now, though, when I see a video from her, I don't know if it's an old one or a new one, because a lot of her stuff is appearing on Facebook, and people repost shit all the time. The other problem, and this is something I've noticed with a lot of utards, they all have the worst fucking audio-video equipment. For some reason, it was uploaded in 320p, it's all blurry. Got all the charm and quality of a VHS recording of a 5-year-old's birthday party from 1987. All that's missing are scan lines and a blinking tracking overlay. I'd be a little more forgiving if it was an upload of a VHS tape. Anyway, so I apologize if we've played this before or if this video was produced before you were born. But here is Michelle ZZ Diamond in her song, Everybody Urinate on Me. She's always recording in that same, mostly empty red room. It's like Twin Peaks in there. Kind of makes sense for how fucking creepy her songs are. If she starts singing like her voice is backwards, I am going to freak the fuck out. Piss on me. Piss on me. Ah! Piss on me. Piss on me. No, it's that midget. Piss on me. I don't want a midget pissing on me. Okay, Michelle, get to the lyrics.
I just want to suck dickies over my spinnies, leggies, spinnies, Cameron sticky, oh. I just want to lick dickies over my spinnies, leggies, spinnies, Cameron sticky, oh. I just want to suck dickies over my spinnies, leggies, spinnies.
I can't tell where this is going. In her song, she says all she wants to do is suck dick, suck penis. So I'm not sure if she's going to be happy that she's being pissed on here.
Urinate on me.
There it is.
Golden showers, urinate on me. Oh. Golden showers, urinate on me.
I guess guess I should have known she would be okay with it. After all, the name of the song is Everybody Urinate on Me.
Golden showers, urinate.
Kind of sounds like she's okay with it, but it may have been like, what's going on today? Everybody's urinating on me.
Turn me on.
It's crazy, right?
Golden showers.
We all have those days where we feel like, everyone's pissing on us.
Urinate on me. Golden showers, urinate on me. Oh. Golden showers, golden showers. Me and me, we and me. Smegma, smegma.
Well, where did that come from?
Vagina liquid.
Much like an episode of Twin Peaks, there's always that twist at the end. You thought this song was about urination. It's really about smegma and pussy juices! Smegma. No! Smegma. I'm back in the red room! Smegma. Smegma. By the way, smegma is a lot easier to record backwards than pussy juice. Washy juice. Washy juice. Washy juice. Wishy. Washy juice. Wishy juice. I tried. All right, moving on now. Television network TLC is probably best known for what? Honey Boo Boo? My 600-Pound Life? Are they the network that does Hoarders? It doesn't matter. You're going to forget about all of those programs after I tell you about their newest, soon-to-be hit, My 80-Pound Testicles.
Dick and nuts!
Well, yeah, mostly nuts. Little Dick, Big Nuts. That was the alternate name for that TV show. That's the midget version. Oh, that's the other TV show they're known for, right? The Midget Family. Little People, Big Nuts. Okay, so here we go. This guy, Dan, has 80-pound testicles. Something is very wrong with him. The opening shot is from the base. Wait, the camera's at the base of his stairs, and he's walking down. Now, I'm going to give Dan a little bit of leeway here, a little bit of slack, because, he does have 80-pound testicles he's slinging around. But he really has to do something about these stairs. They're carpeted and green, and they don't look very straight. I mean, those stairs have been through a lot, A lot of weight. Listen to that. You can just hear the stairs buckling under the weight. Okay, I'm focusing on the wrong thing here.
40-year-old Dan Moorer suffers from a mysterious medical condition that has taken over his life.
Now, he really is carrying around his balls. I can't tell if it's bandaged up or if that's just skin, because they're blurring out the tip of it.
For the last 7 years, his testicle sac has been growing uncontrollably.
He has DirecTV. I don't know if that's an important detail. I think it highlights his financial struggle. He can't work with 80-pound testicles. And whenever you see like a foreclosed house, they always have satellite dishes on it.
Testicle sac has been...
Anyway, okay, I heard the term testicle sac. I can't believe I just flew past that, brushed past that.
For the last 7 years, his testicle sac has been growing uncontrollably.
How's your day going?
Not so good. I'm dragging the equivalent to a full-grown woman where my fucking cock and balls should be. That's how my everyday is going.
It's made me a prisoner in my own body. It's like carrying a ball and chain.
Was that on purpose, do you think?
It's like carrying a ball and chain.
I feel like that was edited. Do you hear that?
It's like carrying a ball and chain.
Yeah, they put that
in. It's made me
in.
a prisoner in my own body. It's like carrying a ball and chain.
It's like carrying a ball and chain. It's like carrying a ball and chain. You can just tell, when he says ball and chain, that was from a different conversation. They spliced it in. These reality shows and their editing, it's out of control. First of all, you got us, right? We're glued to our set. It's not so much what he says. Like, as he's saying it, the camera is panning down to his fucking ball sack. We're not going anywhere. This is riveting television. And by the way, he really did bandage up his balls.
The best way I could describe the weight for someone, if they're trying to imagine it in their head, would be to slit open your scrotum and put in 3 large bowling balls and sew it back up and have you carry it around.
I'm surprised the skin doesn't just tear.
I'm constantly in pain, and it's a lot of weight on your back.
Okay, he's a fat guy to begin with. Let's say they sliced off the 80-pound growth there. He's still going to be, what, like 350, 400?
So it's very hard to move.
The unusual.
It's always interesting to me, like, this guy is pretty much housebound, right? He's got his balls out all day. He can't go anywhere. He doesn't wear pants. But still, he decides to color his hair. Like, he's got a ponytail that he has dyed lime green. Why? Well, for who?
Very hard to move.
The unusual condition is so severe, it restricts every movement.
This guy could make a fortune in porn, doing fetish scenes.
This is where
Gay guys would lick his 80-pound scrot. All right, he's going into the bathroom here, specifically the shower.
This is where I have to go to urinate. When it was smaller, I could lift it onto the toilet and pee into the toilet. But when it got bigger, there was always a chance that it'd make a mess. So it was just easier to pee into the...
Where does it come out of? I can't even tell where his dick is at.
Shower stall, and then...
It's got to be way behind his ball. Well, wait a second. No, the dick would be in front of the balls, but the balls have engulfed his dick, I think.
Rinse it down with the water. It's probably been 2 years since I could use a normal toilet to urinate.
Supporting Dan through his struggle is his loving wife, Mindy.
I think she's an auto mechanic.
Mindy is my wife. We've been together almost 20 years. She's my best friend. She's my everything.
I'm afraid at night I might suffocate her with my testicles.
Okay, baby doll.
Dan relies on Mindy for all his needs.
And then there's a scene of Mindy, is that her name, washing her husband in the shower. Like, he's completely naked. We see ass crack and everything.
Yeah, this sprayer. But it's the kind of things you do for somebody you love,
It has control.
Oh, the second he loses weight and loses that scrotum, he's leaving you.
It tells me where I can go.
It always happens.
It tells me how long I can stay somewhere.
Big old sack
it tells
of
me
tits.
where I can go to the bathroom. It basically has control over my life.
In a desperate attempt to slow down the scrotum's growth, Mindy and Dan wrap the mass in compression bandages.
That can't feel
We use the
good.
bandages to try to stop it and growing further, but we also use the bandages to try to break it up a little bit so it might get smaller.
She's on her hands and knees, wrapping his balls.
We're only slowing it down, we're not stopping it. It's like trying to stop the sea with a sand bucket.
Good analogy. I do love the story of how they discovered his inflammation.
It wasn't until a year after Dan and Mindy married in 2005 that their ordeal began, and
They're practically like newlyweds still.
their relationship started to change.
My, what big balls you
We
have.
went out for a little romantic hotel getaway, and down in his scrotal area, it seemed puffy, more puffy than normal.
His balls were always a little puffy.
But it was small enough, so we just kind of wrote it off as him being heavy, and he said he thought he'd just lose some weight and it would just go away.
But things didn't get better, and over the course of a year, Dan's scrotum grew to the size of a coconut.
Basically, I just tried to wear longer shorts to...
Why is it always a coconut?
My doctor wants to dilate my asshole to the size of a fucking coconut.
Yeah, that's the late Roy Killer Ward talking about how his doctor, well, you heard it, wants to dilate his asshole to the size of a coconut. Conceivably, Roy Killer Ward could have accepted this man's scrotum into his butthole. Talk about fetish porn.
to help cover the fact that it was getting bigger and bigger, and probably went out less and less.
At no point did he ever see a doctor about this, though. I just thought it would go away.
Terrified, he visited his local physician in search of answers.
There we go.
But nobody could help.
That is shocking to me.
We went to our doctor. He was completely baffled. He'd never seen anything like it. He said, "You're fat, and there's really nothing we can do until you lose at least 100, 150 pounds.
Get used to slinging around 80 pounds worth of scrotum for the rest of your life. We're baffled."
So after
Let me get a second opinion on that one.
exercising and it was growing larger.
Why did you go to Aspen Dental? That doesn't make sense. You should have saw a specialist.
I realized at that point it really didn't matter how much weight I lost. It was growing faster than I could lose the weight.
So I just gave up.
Exercise didn't work, And 7 years after first seeking medical help, Dan's scrotum has swollen to massive proportions.
We're sure it's not cancer.
His penis and testicles remain normal size, but they are engulfed deep within the gigantic sack.
Just felt that they were the cards that I was dealt.
Yeah, what a shitty deck, man. We've featured people like this on the program before. Big balls, but they also had big penises, right? So they had something kind of cool happening down there. This guy just has, his penis remained the same size. So now it looks even smaller than normal.
Sexual intimacy for the couple has also become a thing of the past.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse.
The last time that we had marital relations was on March 19th, 2006.
Oh, she remembers the exact date. My pussy's on fire! Come on!
I think it's an underlining strain that this has put on our relationship. It's one of those things where, you don't want to think about it, but it's definitely there.
When you make a commitment, it's important to stick with it.
Yeah, she is going to stand by her man. So even though this video was posted on YouTube just about a month ago, it was filmed years ago, and I have a bit of an update for you. The man whose scrotum ballooned to weigh 800 pounds in the last 7 years has successfully undergone surgery to remove the mass. More importantly, the newspaper knows what we all really care about. Not only can Mr. Maurer walk more easily, but he's been able to resume marital relations with his wife of 20 years. Congratulations, Mindy, for that deep dickin' we all know you deserve. Ting! Oh, her pussy must have been flooded with cum. Think about all that built-up spunk. This guy hasn't been able to find his penis in 7 years, so he couldn't masturbate. Those bed sheets must have been really sticky. All right, real quick, one more clip and then we will get into the news. Speaking of bitches in heat, what do you do if you have a cat, a female cat, that's not fixed, and she goes into heat? I've been through this before. I'm not a cat person, but one of my old roommates was, and boy, was that annoying. Like, that's what happens when the cat's in heat, right? It gets fucking creepy as shit. It's meowing nonstop, and it wants to rub up against you with its tail up, asshole exposed, just begging to get fucked. And it's like, I'm not into animals, but I wanted to fuck the thing to shut it up. I was about to rape a cat. It's that annoying. Or, shove something in there. A pet, like a Bic pen or a turkey baster. I don't know. A cat would be meowing, and cats outside hear it, and, they're by the window, and that just gets the cat freaking out even more. I need to get fucked. Well, thanks to DV listener Danielle, I now know how to handle the situation should I ever be around a cat that is in heat.
In my time of having a cat...
This is not Danielle, by the way. Danielle merely provided a link to a video.
I have never really seen one be in heat.
Oh.
Ever. Indoor, outdoor.
Quite a sight to behold.
Cat, fixed, not fixed. I mean, if they're fixed, they shouldn't go in heat anymore. But, yeah, never seen it. So I acquired a female kitty from an old coworker of mine, and I now...
Okay, surprise, surprise. The cat's not fixed. The cat went in heat. I'm not going to sit here for 3 minutes for backstory.
Josh and I Googled what to do when your cat's in heat. All right, so here she is.
Holy fuck. They relied on Google? We found this animal vet website named 4chan, and they suggested... No.
This is her in heat right now. Hey, Roxy. Yes, I will
Yeah, she's like bucking her hips.
Yeah. Did that make you happy? Like, calm down. See her little butt thing? Her doing her butt thing?
Yeah.
She's doing the butt dance because she really, 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 really horny. So, apparently, what you can do for your cat is essentially get her off. Okay?
Everyone taking notes?
So...
You might need to call the ASPCA.
Yeah. There's a spot at the base of their tail that will alleviate their symptoms.
Right, so basically you're pressing up against their G-spot.
Roxy, quit digging into me. You're hurting me with them back claws. She keeps trying to dig her claws into me.
She's trying to get some. She knows, you are the one to give her orgasms.
Get ready. See, look, she wants me
she knows
to do it. Look at her. Look at that face. She's
backing The cat is backing its ass up into this woman.
Get ready. Like, see, look, she wants me to do it.
Yeah.
Like, look at her. Look at that face. She's like,
Cat is begging for it.
do it. Do it. Oh my God, what have I done to this?
Fuck me! Fuck me!
Alright, so I can't deal with her. I really cannot deal with her hurting me anymore because that's what she's doing with her claws. Like, check it. See, she's like so ready. Alright, so what you're going to do, whichever side her tail is going to, see it's going that way.
Yeah, cat's tail is going to the right, so then you press up against the left part of the butt.
It's going to sound like I'm hurting her. See, she is so ready. Like, it's going to sound like I'm hurting her, but I'm not.
Jesus Christ.
There we go.
All right, baby.
You're welcome.
You like that, don't you, you little whore?
Now watch. Watch. See?
Oh, now she's
now
like,
her's happy.
she's flipping
You're
and flopping
welcome.
around. She's all happy. I gotta hear that again. The sounds of kitty love making.
Sound like I'm hurting her, but I'm not. There we go. You're welcome.
You know how we have that song featuring the sounds of a bunny being crushed? We need a cat cum remix. Someone get working on that. All right, and with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre twist and the fucked up news right now. I really could use your help. If you like Distorted View Daily, please consider supporting this nonsense. Become a member of the Distorted View Sideshow. That is our member site, superfreaksideshow.com, where you get full access to the entire archive of programs. I've been at this since December 2004. Thousands of shows in the archive. More importantly, every week we do exclusive shows just for paying members. Did one yesterday. Did an exclusive show on Tuesday. It's a great time to sign up. Go to superfreaksideshow.com right now. All major credit cards and PayPal accepted. $6.99 a month. That's it. It's even less when you opt for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. Other ways to support the show, maybe you can only afford a few dollars a month. That's fine. Any little bit helps. I've got a Patreon account, patreon.com/distortedview. Become a patron. I've got some exclusive stuff for you, like sound effect packs and stuff. I haven't posted a lot of stuff recently. I've been saying this for months now. I'm working on getting our video set up, and some videos will be Patreon exclusive. There is a voicemail line number just for patrons. I will play your calls first. That's one of the little perks. So go to patreon.com/distortedview, and you can help us out that way. Okay, 3 very quick stories, then we'll get the hell out of here. First up, do you follow UFC? If so, you might know the name Bryce Mitchell. Well, he had to take the day off. Actually, he's going to be out a few days, I'm thinking. Why? Yes, it was an injury, but not from fighting. He tore his scrotum with a power drill. That had to smart. Mitchell was doing some woodwork before a workout session when the accident happened. As he lifted a board over his head, the power drill in his pocket. Yeah, he stuck the drill down his pants, which, was a fuckwitted move. All right, the power drill in his pocket went off, scrambling his testicles. When guys think of our most sacred of places, the first thing to come to mind is the penis. That's what we really utilize and need working. But the balls, that's the sensitive area. Now, I wouldn't want my cock stuck in a drill either, but getting your balls tangled in a drill, that's probably the most painful thing that could happen. I feel so bad because I love my balls. You guys know I love my balls. I wrote a poem about it.
Why I love my balls. Wow. You should really check out my balls. You would love them. I know I do. They're big, but not intimidating. My balls have a lot of substance. Not like other balls I've seen that were just 2 fluff pieces dangling there without direction, swaying in mediocrity. No. My balls are fleshy orbs. Oh, there's hair there. Don't get me wrong. We're not talking a forest, but just enough to tickle your nose when you bend down to get a better look. Or when they're delicately placed on the face from the heavens above, like God is delivering 2 enormous holy grapes onto your waiting mouth platter. Sometimes my balls are loose, like a man swaying in a hammock, and sometimes they're tight and firm, like a disciplined soldier. I've got a mirror placed under my balls so I can pay attention to every inch. Each of the wrinkles on my balls are unique, and they each tell a story. That's why I love my balls.
I hope that poem made you love my balls just a little bit. Back to the story here, first reported by Men's Health. The fighter described the horrific incident in relatively cavalier terms on social media. Here is his post. So, I was gonna train today, but I ripped my nutsack in half. I'm about to get stitched up. I was holding, Holdn, I was holding a board over my head with a drill in my pants. I was sizing up the board and the drill went off and tangled my nuts up in it. I dropped the board and reversed the drill and untangled my nutsack, but they was ripped in half. I'm serious too, lol. I obviously can't post a pic, but when my nuts are sealed back up, I'ma come train again. I think a high kick would re-rip them, haha. If I hear any shitty puns about how this whole thing is nutty or screwed up, I ain't talked to you for about a month. If you're gonna drop a pun to make fun of me, at least put some thought, T-H-O-T, into it, LOL. I'ma be out for a while. And while he did not post a picture of his tangled nutsack, he did post a picture of his bloodied underwear. I've made it today's featured image over there at DistortedView.com and SuperFreakSideshow.com. Check it out. By the way, he said that he's not going to get rid of the underwear. Someone suggested that he auction it off. But he's like, no, they're perfectly good. Just got to bleach them. Those underwear have a story to tell. All right, second story we have for you today. This one comes from Grand Rapids, Michigan. The 5-year-old... Oh, no. This can't end well for the 5-year-old. This is Distorted View Daily, after all. The last story was about a man getting his cock and balls stuck in a drill. Whatever's going on with this toddler, I'm sorry. All right, the 5-year-old was playing hide and seek with her friends when it happened. And, like, what's great is that's the first sentence of the news story. When the news won't even tell you what happened, it's gotta be bad. All right. The 5-year-old was playing hide and seek with her friends when it happened. Now, the man accused of hurling racial slurs at the child. Oh, that's not too bad. That's like every other video clip I play on the show. Some white person yelling at a brown dude or screaming the N-word or something. All right. Now, the man accused of hurling racial slurs at the child while urinating on her. Yes, 1,000,000 tadas. Now we're firmly in DV territory here. All right. The man accused of hurling racial slurs at the child while pissing on her face as she hid in the bushes is behind bars. Maybe he didn't know that she was in the bushes, because, like, that's a place where guys kind of, like, tend to pee in the bushes. Michigan State Police records show David Allen Dean, Dad, 60, of Grand Rapids, was arrested Wednesday on the charge of felony sex offense, excluding assault, and commercializing. I've never heard that one before. Sex offense excluding assault. So he wasn't trying to touch her. He wasn't doing sick pedophile stuff, like fucking her, fingering her. Is that what girls sound like when they come? See, I don't know these things. A big fruit. I also like that he was charged with a felony sex offense excluding commercializing. I'm peeing on your face, but this is not a business endeavor. I'm not trying to make money off of this. I'm not filming it. This is merely for sport, I guess? Michigan State Police records show David Allen Dean, 60, was arrested Wednesday. Arrested but not formally charged. Investigators will not confirm the suspect's identity until he is arraigned. Wait a second. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Records show David Allen Dean, 60, was arrested Wednesday. Arrested but not formally charged. And then it says investigators will not confirm. Oh, okay, they're not confirming the suspect's identity, even though police records clearly state that this man tried to piss on a little girl. All right. Katrina Rapier identified Dean as the suspect, which is kind of funny because her last name almost sounds like rapey. I'm guessing this is the mother of the little girl. So the little girl's last name is Rapey as well. Raper and Rapey. Katrina Rapier identified Dean as a suspect. Her 2 young boys were playing with the alleged victim. Oh, okay. So this is just like a neighbor. The alleged victim and her brother in the parking lot near West Leonard Library at around 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Should never let your kids play around public libraries, because you know who goes to use the public computers in a public library? Sex offenders. And, you know, when given the choice between looking at child porn on a crusty old public terminal or participating in it live with children that are right in front of you, you're going to go with the live children, right? You're like, fuck this computer shit. I'm going to piss on a tender little thing with pigtails. It's going to be a great day. All right, so her eyes were really big, like she was about to cry, Rapier said, soaking wet and scared. Rapier said the young girl returned to her home reeking of urine with 3 other children after the suspect walked away. Rapier said the other kids explained a man had snuck up behind the girl and peed on her head. Her hair smelled like nothing but urine, and it was like soaked. Her whole shirt, front to back, was soaked, Rapier said. Rapier's 2 boys who witnessed the incident say the man called the 5-year-old girl the N-word. The children identified Dean as the suspect to police. I really can't understand, why, Rapier said. We see him every day. A registered sex offender, Dean is listed as non-compliant on state police's sex offender registry. Records there also show that Dean lives on the same street as both the 5-year-old girl and Rapier. It was to Rapier's house that the children ran after their hide-and-seek game was cut short. If you're wondering, what this guy has done to children in the past, well, convicted of criminal sexual assault against a child under the age of 13 in 1997, Dean has a long criminal history that includes 2 counts of indecent exposure in 1994 and attempted criminal sexual assault in 1981. His rap sheet spans decades. Rapier, who says she often sees Dean walking around the neighborhood, was unaware of his sex offender status. I never knew that he was capable of doing all that to a 5-year-old child. She's basically a baby. She didn't want to come out of the house after that. She was just afraid. The suspect behind bars. Rapier says the little girl is still scared the man will find her again. Grand Rapids police said the Kent County Prosecutor's Office is still reviewing the case and state law to determine what charges should be filed. Rapier said the incident both worried and angered her. That's like the worst, lowest thing you can do. Well, he could have shit on her head. That would be a little lower than Pete. She's a 5-year-old, just a child, period. It just makes me angry.
I'm angry!
Oh, and now you've angered Thursday Lane, too.
I'm sick of this shit!
I know. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the sex offender?
Get it together!
That's right.
Stop it!
Final story we have for you today. Drive-in movies may be a thing of the past, but in Zurich, Switzerland, drive-ins are alive and well. Instead of seeing a movie, though, patrons in Switzerland, where prostitution has been legal since the 1940s, can receive the services of sex worker prostitute whores. In 2012, 52% of citizens voted in favor of... I think we read this story, didn't we? I recall these sex boxes that were set up in Switzerland. All right, in 2012, 52% of Zurich citizens voted in favor of the government setting aside $2 million to build drive-in structures, which are referred to as sex boxes, in a discrete area. To operate the facilities each year, $800,000 is set aside for security and on-site social services. Previously, sex workers were mostly located at the city's riverfront area. Well, that sounds nice. Banging with the view of the river. Now, we're pulling into boxes? I'd rather fuck on the riverfront. All right, whatever. Previously, sex workers were mostly located at the city's riverfront area, but residents complained about the noise and traffic jams. There were so many people fucking whores on the riverfront. There were traffic jams? Wow, people in Switzerland love their prostitutes. The sex boxes opened in 2013. 5 years later, city officials have deemed the project a wild success. These government-sanctioned areas are effective in preventing violence against sex workers and human trafficking That's according to Nadine Schuster, Zurich's spokesperson. With the government's involvement in the industry, sex workers are more protected and healthier overall. Is there a fee to these boxes, or are they completely free? Is there a toll? Are there nicer boxes? Can I pay to upgrade? I'd like a sex box that had like a movie screen or something inside of it. I can watch porn while fucking the prostitute. That might be nice. A box with mood lighting. Prostitutes who must register with public health authorities and submit to regular health checks pay taxes on their work. Maybe that's how they're paying for the boxes, through the prostitutes' taxes. They must pay taxes on their work and contribute to social insurance. Since they were introduced, the sex boxes have seen improvements. In 2014, other structures were added that featured plank beds. Oh, okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. As some customers did not want to stay in their cars. It's turning into a full-blown sex hotel. Motorbikes and bicycles are allowed to meet the needs of the population, but foot traffic is not allowed. You got to be in some sort of vehicle. What about wheelchairs or mobility scooters? Let's check on that one. Walk-ins are encouraged to go to another city-sanctioned prostitute area. So this is only for appointments. Appointment-only sex boxes. The working women set the prices with their customers, and once there's an agreement, they drive to one of the free boxes. They're free. There are no security cameras inside, but there is an alarm button, which will alert security if they need help. According to USA Today's reporter, so far there have been no serious incidents. So there you go. Another sex-positive, forward-thinking country that is not the United States. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Friday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. Love to hear from you, freaks. 206-666-4463. There are other ways to contact me. show@distortedview.com. That's my email address, and I'm all over social media @DistortedView on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/DistortedView. Also, don't forget, we've got that great Discord where you can chat with hundreds of other freaks. We've got 800 members, almost 800 members over there. I don't know how many are usually online at once, 60 or 70. Pretty cool. Check it out. Information is up over there at DistortedView.com. There's a Discord link on the menu bar. Let's do a couple voicemails today. Yes, caller.
Hey, Tim. It's the Blind Monkey from Missouri. Listening to your July 27th show. At the end of the first news story where you mentioned a smart home employee in Utah who posted a Facebook post of him dressed like a terrorist with some people that he's selling a smart home to, and saying that he will protect homeowners from terrorists.
Yes, he dressed up like, like a Muslim terrorist.
Home at a time. And saying how it was racist and everything. And you said that the terrorists fly buildings into planes. So I'm wondering, with these flying buildings, are they new? What company makes them? And since I'm the blind monkey, can blind people somehow steer these?
Flying buildings into planes? Is that what I said?
Use them with some kind of
I may be dyslexic.
Yeah, steer them around. And then with these planes, are they just too large to...
All right, I get it.
Take off, or maybe they're
I made a mistake.
Stationary. And inquiring...
I have to talk so much every day. I'm surprised I don't make more mistakes.
I just want to know. Thanks, Timmy.
Well, look, I'm not perfect. I know many of you think I am, but I'm not.
Hey, Tim. It's Crimson. Hey, you were talking the other day about a Planet Fitness lunk alarm thing, and as the number one guy who sucked Brad Carter's dick, and anytime anything remotely related...
This is so funny, because didn't Brad Carter call into the show yesterday and talk about this?
Brad Carter's show comes up, I need to chime in with some gay-ass nonsense, so I wanted to let you know that was one of their, reoccurring pranks. They call up...
I gotta find that.
And they go, hey, your lunk alarm's not working, we're from the corporate office, can you test it? And then they have them set it off for as long as it'll go, and it oftentimes breaks.
I wonder how many different Planet Fitnesses Brad Carter had to call before an idiot was like, okay, we'll test it. People will just believe anything if you tell them that you're from corporate. It's surprising. Like, they didn't ask for any sort of, identification or employee number or whatever. I wonder what else you could get people to do. Just by saying that, look, I'm with corporate. I'm going to need you to burn down the building. Wasn't there a similar news story we read? I mean, they didn't burn down the building, but someone pretended to call from corporate, and they had like a Burger King or something completely shut down because they said there was like a gas leak or something.
Hey, it's Sideshow member Dick and Nuts. I just realized something, and I told my wife, and she disagreed. But okay. If
here comes a dumb theory.
A woman is gay, she's a lesbian, right?
So I hear.
But if a man's a lesbian, he's not gay. Think about that.
Do I have to think about that? Because, boy, that's pretty dumb. Only women can be lesbians. Although I'm sure there are some people now that get offended when they hear that. Gender equality and LGBTQIA, AQ. Some people might be trans-oriented. Is that a thing? Because it will be if it's not yet. I could see that being a thing. Like, I'm a man, but I am a lesbian. Please, don't call me straight. There's a difference. I bet it has something to do with not being considered cis. I'm a non-cis male lesbian, two-spirited Alaskan or something. All right, that is all the time we have on this edition of the show. I want you guys to email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-660-God is in your God. Spread the distortion. STD. Tell all your friends about the podcast. Don't forget to rate us and review us on iTunes. Guys, thank you so much for a great week of programs. I'll be back on Monday to do it all over again. Until then, bye, everybody.
But I happen to prefer the snatch.